I'd be willing to bet that most paranormal investigators have a couple of things in common. One being an adoration for old cemeteries and graveyards, and the other a love for history. And sometimes you can find a place that combines both of those passions. As I continue traveling through Kentucky, I find myself coming upon historical marker 2603 in Saratoga, Kentucky. This marker commemorates a significant event from the Civil War, the remarkable tale of the Battle of Saratoga and the Saratoga Methodist Church, nestled in Lyon County, Kentucky. On May 20th, 1861, the Kentucky governor and the General Assembly declared Kentucky a neutral state. They were hoping to preserve the peace. However, this bullet hole preserved in the east side of the church confirms that peace was short-lived. On September 4th, 1861, the Confederate Army occupied the town of Columbus, Kentucky. Faced with this intrusion, the Kentucky Assembly passed a resolution just 2 days later, demanding the withdrawal of the Confederate troops, shifting Kentucky's allegiance to the Union. On October 26, 1861, on these grounds that I'm standing on now, an extraordinary confrontation took place. At Saratoga Springs Methodist Church, 300 Union soldiers found themselves pitted against 160 Confederate recruits from the 1st Kentucky Cavalry. This clash was likely part of the Confederate Army's strategy to secure strategic locations along the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. In a surprise attack, the Union soldiers overwhelmed the Confederate recruits. This resulted in 7 Confederate deaths and 3 Union injuries. Though small compared to other battles in the Civil War, this proved to be a turning point as Union Army gained control over the majority of Kentucky by mid-1862, maintaining it until the end of the war in April of 1865. Remarkably, Saratoga Methodist Church withstood the chaos of war. Today, this historic church stands proudly in the same spot it occupied in 1861, offering us a tangible link to the past. Saratoga Methodist Church was established in 1822 with a humble log structure, which was later replaced by a more modern building in 1859. It remains one of the oldest churches in Lyon County and holds a unique distinction of being the only church to serve as a backdrop for a Civil War battle. As I walk through the graveyard, admiring the headstones, I cannot help to reflect on the resilience of those who lived through such turbulent times. I can only imagine what life must have been back then. So if you ever find yourself in Lyon County, Kentucky, heading east on 293 out of Princeton, Kentucky, take a moment to visit the Saratoga Methodist Church and immerse yourself in the rich history of a time that was. Take time to admire the clapboard siding on the east side, bearing the evidence of that fateful conflict. Thank you so very much for watching. I truly appreciate it.